This is SSPTV News, brought to you by Samsung Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Coming up, more information on a fatal shooting in Hazleton, plus we meet another candidate on the ballot for a special election for state representative of the 116th Legislative District. Hi there, I'm Ken Carr and I thank you for your time. Here's your local information. On Tuesday, the Luzerne County Coroner's Office released the name of the teenager killed in a shooting Sunday morning in Hazleton. 17-year-old Stanley Jimson Jr. was shot on South Wyoming Street around 12:50 a.m. and pronounced dead at Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton, a little later. He was a varsity wrestler for the Hazleton Area High School and an honor roll student in the district who wanted to become a Marine. Hazleton area wrestling head coach Keith Maurer tells Dave Seaman in the Standard Speaker, quote, "Everybody says when he's gone, oh, he was a great kid. Stanley was that guy. He set that standard. He was a very respectful kid," unquote. Maurer adds that hopefully Stanley's friends and the community will use him as an inspiration and follow in his footsteps. Police are still looking for the shooter, and anyone with information is asked to call Hazleton Police Detective David Roddick at 570-233-0863 or by dialing 911. There's also a fundraiser to help pay for Jimson Jr.'s funeral costs. Go to GoFundMe.com and search Stanley's funeral costs and click on Jimson's photo in a Hazleton area letterman's jacket, or you can search for the organizer, Haley Avilis. State Police at Hazleton and the Hazleton Police are hosting a town hall forum with community leaders to talk about recent violence in the area. The town hall will take place on Saturday, March 26th at 4 p.m. at the Southside Fire Station on East Broad Street in the city. This week we're introducing you to the three candidates on the ballot in the April 5th special election for state representative in the 116th Legislative District: Democrat Melcar Arroyo, Libertarian Paul Smolina, and Republican Robert Schnee. The successful candidate will serve until November 30th, the remainder of the term, which was held by then State Representative Tara Toohill. The seat was vacated after Toohill was sworn in as a member of the Luzerne County Court of Common Pleas. Right now, Lisa Sugart will help us get to know Paul Smolina.
Paul, thank you so much for joining us. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about yourself?
Thanks so much for reaching out. I was born and raised up the line in Sawyersville, Pennsylvania. I graduated from Wyoming Valley West High School and King's College, where I earned a degree in marketing. I spent most of my career in marketing and financial management, and opened my own business about 4 years ago and run that now. I'm married, I have 4 children, all grown, one grandchild, and we've been in Butler Township since the early 2000s.
So, Paul, tell us, why did you decide to run for state representative?
Well, like any other candidate, every candidate runs because they believe they have the right ideas to move Pennsylvania forward, and that's primarily why I'm running. Secondly is we can't continue to do the same things over and over again and expect different results. You know the old adage from Albert Einstein, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, we can't keep electing Democrats and Republicans and expecting things to change. We need a new philosophy, a new approach in state government, and I believe the libertarian philosophy and approach is the right one.
Now, if elected, what do you see as the two biggest issues that are facing our area?
Well, I think the two biggest issues always, and this isn't specific to the Hazleton area, but always, I think the economy is always number one. A strong, vibrant, robust, expanding economy is the foundation of a stable society. When people are working, they have better self-worth, they have something to protect, and I believe society is dependent on a good, sound economy. The second thing is education and how we're funding it, how we approach it. I do believe that we need to fundamentally change how we approach and fund education. We should be funding parents and students rather than school systems, and we should be expanding the choices available to parents and students from K through 12. Imagine being an 18-year-old getting ready for college, and you can only attend the college based on the street where you live. Like if you grew up on North River Street in Wilkes-Barre, you can only go to King's College. Well, that's how we approach public education, and I think that's the wrong approach. When you're planning, breakfast for your child, you have hundreds of cereals to choose from. But for our schools, you have one, or if you're wealthy, you have a private school to choose from. Parents should have more choice in how they educate their children. We should open up opportunities for homeschooling, charter schools, private schools. Again, the more competition you have, the better education becomes, and more cost effective.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Paul Swalina is the Libertarian candidate for the special election in the 116th Legislative District, and that special election is happening on April 5th.
Today's news feature is brought to you by Feisner's Ford in Freeland, who is celebrating 75 years in business. Give them a call at 570-636-3920, or you can log on to feisnersford.com.
Time now for weather on SSPTV News.
Here's our forecast from the National Weather Service. On Thursday, mostly sunny with a high in the mid-40s. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low around 25 degrees. Friday, partly sunny with a high near 45 degrees. Friday night, an 80% chance of showers. We'll have a low around 34 degrees. Saturday, an 80% chance of rain before 8 a.m., then rain and snow between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m., then snow after 10 a.m. We'll have a high near 36 degrees. Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 13 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 30 degrees. And Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low around 23 degrees. Coming up in sports, we relive Marian Catholic's Girls Basketball Championship and learn what helped the team win a title. And next, how you can help those living with multiple sclerosis during Multiple Sclerosis Month.
There will be a Pisanki egg decorating class presented by the Schuylkill County Historical Society on March 10th and on March 31st. The class will be $30 for members and $35 for non-members. To reserve your seat in the class, you can call 570-622-7540. SSPTV News would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Emma Castellanos, age 84 of Hazelton. The Fred Giovanni Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. Thomas Tucker Conhan, age 66 of Hazelton. Mass will be held on Saturday at 11 a.m. at Annunciation Parish at St. Gabriel's Church. Friends will be on Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. at the church. The Just B. Conhan Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Marilyn Della Croce, age 75 of Bloomsburg. A funeral service will be on Saturday at 10:30 a.m. at the Calvary Cemetery. The Firo Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Felipe Gonzalez, age 87 of Hazel Township. Mass will be on Friday at 10 a.m. at Transfiguration Church. Friends will be on Thursday from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Friendship Bonham Funeral Home. Stanley B. Gibson Jr., age 17 of Hazelton. The Crofton Hughes Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. Iris M. Leitner, age 98 of Drums. Services will be held at a later date under the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Barbara Mensinger, age 77 of Wilkes-Barre. Mass will be held on Friday at 10 a.m. at the McCune Funeral Home. Friends will be on Thursday from 5 to 8 p.m. at the funeral home. Carol A. Mills, age 74 of Hazelton. Friends will be on Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Friendship Bonham Funeral Home. David Petrolsky Sr. of McAdoo. Mass will be held on April 20th at 10 a.m. at Holy Rosary Church. The Damiano Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Charlotte Schaefer of Nuremberg. The Harmon Funeral Home will announce their arrangements. And Eleanor Schluck, age 90 of West Hazelton. Services will be held at a later date.
Tonight's obituaries are being brought to you in part by Harmon Funeral Homes and Crematory, with 2 locations in Rockland and in Drums, 570-384-3312 or 570-788-0977, and go to harmonfuneral.com.